Hey guys, welcome back to Unmedicated and Dysfunctional. I'm Ken's. Today we are jumping right back into I Love You, Colonel Sanders, for our final episode. I'm really hoping that this ends with me finally being able to see what I look like and having this kiss with Colonel Sanders, because that's how these are supposed to end, and I'm going to be very disappointed in KFC if they don't end it with a kiss. There we go. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And you won't even ask you to cater the wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from the run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be the master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at that before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, for sure. I was born that way, with a goatee. But I've walked other paths, and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know! People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been that way. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me for giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion of desire. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Why is this character here? Who are you even? I don't know. Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork monster! Borko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a Spork monster. You see, I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student until one day some mean kids with magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely, I had procured a copy for myself, but something along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. Like Ashley. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. I'll be there! Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Mackenzie McPoop, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. Personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Oh man, Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Look at his baby picture. He's got a goatee already. That's awesome. Oh, and the Kentucky picture. Awesome, awesome. A stuffed rooster. A little weird. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. An urn, maybe someone's ashes, and a safe on the wall. I don't know. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes for your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find out the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what your dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your creation to him or keep it secret just for you? Reveal it! You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Well, now I want coleslaw because I made it. The shredded cabbage disc glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' luxe hideaway. Magnificent! Together, you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but it seems like he's a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on them to discover more about Colonel Sanders. I want to know what this is. First of all, is this an urn? Take a closer look at a large urn sitting on the nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but if you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures. Poor guy. This must be where he keeps his secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, it opens. Inside, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Interesting. Sashimi. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor from the goatee and mustache combo he sports. You figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. It's so creepy! It's so weird! Oh, that or maybe the drumstick that seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded, am I right? I'm gonna look at this first. Photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of the secret herbs and spices. Ew. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheering them. Okay, you look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Okay, I want to get all of these before we move on. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner of the table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state of bird is the great state of Kentucky." This guy's really obsessed with Kentucky. A lock of silver hair, it's woven through the teeth of a cone. Let's take it. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein is just a silvery color. It's actually made of spun silver. What? What? A scented candle, you pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly scented collar? Piece of wood floating in the lake? Summer of '69? No, it's one of the recipe ingredients. It's... Tap on... What is it? You gaze out the window across the lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? What? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with the breeze. Oh, poor guy. Okay, I think that's everything in the room. Ah! You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off the hanger and try it on. Jacket is big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in the scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan out those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is your moment. Fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. Oh, you good hearts. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leading Colonel in the midst of such an emotional break gives you a pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Mackenzie McPoop. I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. I don't want slow. I want you to kiss. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Why? Why does this happen? You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. You think about new secret ingredients that you just learned about. Bleep! In some jurisdiction, bleep isn't even legal, but if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeous plated breakfast and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. Why? I mean, I'm really upset that it wasn't chicken and waffles. Because that's like a perfect combination for breakfast especially. But, I mean, I guess biscuits suffice. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. Okay, in all honesty, if I was with someone who only cooked chicken, like fried and biscuits and stuff, I think after like 5 months, I'd probably get pretty tired of it. I mean, it's delicious, don't get me wrong. I love it. But every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I don't think I could do that. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Flatter him. Such confidence, such grace could be the world's greatest gift to cookery. You know, I think we might make a great team. Make the greatest team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. With the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? He could be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home and something very surprising. Your best friend is waiting for you. Uh-oh. Why is the chicken glowing now? Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried and something had happened to you. It's okay. I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on this saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date! I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful, or I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know a little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you just say skydiving as if a typical first date to go on is talking you to a pressure cooker? No, I'm not really sure where I stand. You don't give Miriam the time to tell her the whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, because to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers! Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp the fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. Okay, where's Pop from? I'm still trying to figure out what character, or what logo that is, like what restaurant. I think, what is it, Van Van? He's gotta be from a restaurant too, with the star and everything. I just can't quite put my finger on it. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one right now. I'll have a swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Oh, I wonder if he's Dairy Queen. No, no, I feel like they make that a female. Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. Oh, there is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Mackenzie McPoop, suggesting I could pick on a defensive horse? Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it! You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you can go on that cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are getting close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Mackenzie McPoop, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of word to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Mackenzie McPoop. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Ooh, ouch. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of foods. See you inside. No, what? That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders inevitably to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you've recovered yesterday to start flipping through the pages. Whoa, what? That's that book. It looks like really bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it were really powerful? I can think of a surefire way to find out. You open the page covered with arcane warning. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says on the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my better memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, no, it'll probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That's way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. You've got a memory erasing spell right in front of you. I feel like it's gonna be more interesting if I cast a spell. But I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. You begin to recite the spell but stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what you were doing. Alright, after looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. Let's go for it. Oh, interesting. So it's a choice that you can't actually choose. Take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. I don't know why, but reading a lot makes me really yawny. I don't think I breathe enough when I read out loud. I don't know why. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. You must be hungry. Give him my homework. Reach into your oh, he didn't like that. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles a sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much of the world satisfies like ungraded work. My, Mackenzie McPoop. Were you studying something with cinnamon? I've been sitting in lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Mackenzie McPoop, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills into the class. Uh-oh. Sprinkles is interrupted by words and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it after class. Bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from the plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank are arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joanne, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair. As we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz. Yeah, well that doesn't make it great date. Beep. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff if for all I care. Sad beep. Aww. Beep. Clank begins to shudder, steam pours out of his gap panels, and then loud ding stops him in his tracks. It's only been a day. Beep. Bzz, bzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Oh. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing go down. Oh, Clank! Nothing like a loud public breakout to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was, unfortunate. But we mustn't get distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, Shadow Challenge Exam, TM. Trademarked. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. You know, they should actually do that, a cooking competition once a year. Now that they've got that trademarked, that's actually not a bad idea. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs. but she hesitates to embrace that feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and the ranch is big enough for both of us, and whoever else wants to bring along. If not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Is she Dairy Queen? Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, location of your final challenge, a test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test recipe you've been working on. McPoop's famous chicken pot pie. No one's gonna buy a pie with poop in the title. After practicing for months, making this dish comes secondhand nature to you, and you're able to quickly get the fresh pot pie in the oven, but as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Oh, I'm so nervous right now! He's gonna break up. Kenzie McPoop, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You're usually happy to share food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. No! But that decision gets hard to stick to when... fess up about your practice dish. You sissy wimp. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. It's oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie, with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Is it my deodorant? Did I forget my deodorant? Did I poop my pants? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC! What? What? But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Why am I feeding people TLC? Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. How about no cooking with TLC? Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. Oh, I already read that. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. Step 1, the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dish that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are preparing a wildly elaborate dish per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, the original recipe, fried chicken. This intensity in the room starts to fill 10 out of 10 when frenzy of action. Then, I think I read that completely wrong. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious! Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as he levitates through the air. Egg whoosh! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pots of broth. My best friend, Beaster Blaster! Fan Fan flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5 dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Beep 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 beep. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity as it was foretold. We mustn't let this happen, or the appliance surprisingly will take us all. Self-destruct. Fan quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. Ah! As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a spellbook of your own, and you are desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take out this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No! Do it the hard way! Who needs magic when you've got passion? See, Colonel Sanders always said, do it the hard way. So I picked that one because he was like, do it the hard way because the hard way is always the right way, which I don't necessarily agree with because sometimes people who don't like to do things hard invent some of the greatest things. Evil magic is not one of those great things. So here we go. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Wink, wink. I believe in you, Mackenzie McPoop. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Mackenzie McPoop, since we were little kids because I'm your best friend forever! You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Thank you, Miriam. Miriam, what about your dish if you're here cheering? Who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's a secret ingredient. Oh, however, she doesn't know that you lied. The ingredient was made up, and where in the world did she get an eye of newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up in dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Sporks monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. Your crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got Grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossed some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup. Back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it's probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, you tossed serious stare at Steve takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck! Having suffered the huge setback, you don't know if you can ever win. You summon extra power from deep down within yourself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese. No! Am I turning into Wendy? Your hair turns mac and cheese orange, and as culinary energy flows through your body. No! My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing for their entire lives. Yes, Mackenzie McPoop, you're the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Oh, sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been prepared for their entire lives for their moment. I will show my world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Mackenzie McPoop, you have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is the mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. Oh, a bad boy. I love it. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students! With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. Uh-oh. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students, Pop, Clank. From off-screen, you hear the pure innocent giggling that can only come from one student. Hey, I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history. But it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Pranks Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word beep or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. 3 days. But after days of hard work, this has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made... Oh, it's so cute! Look how cute it is! And tiny. It's so cute and tiny. Tender udon noodles and a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny little neurotomaki? I spy a float in its itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef! Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles! And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening the mouth, letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+, rarely do I taste a dish with so much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Yay, Miriam. Thank you, Mackenzie McPoop, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made... Ew. I've never had sea urchin, but it looks weird on the inside. Uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second? Different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles! A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in and sniffs the uni, but he can't get his nose close enough on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Ooh, oof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back his tongue and is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? What? Dejected Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk, get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time for you to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange okay, gotta say again, Turkish delights are kind of gross. Just a little bit. They're not great. I don't know that I would eat a lot of these dishes. Orange blossom Turkish delights in a light rose water syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. Like a sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd have to ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a displayed piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something? Mackenzie McPoop. I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that you were going to we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to College of Eating, School for the Hungry. Wow! I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, I cannot be judged. You are disqualified! Rage takes over Ashley and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. She has a butcher's knife. I don't think you use a butcher's knife for what she just made. This isn't the last you've seen or heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching it myself. You and Colonel Standards. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. Oh, that looks so good. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. For somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you gave me this. This thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. Uh-oh. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. Aha! When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Oh, is this our graduation? How funny. Now that the school year is completed and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment. To get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech school cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Ow, ow, ow! You knew that Sprinkles was master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says he can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they're committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. Okay, I don't believe that for 1 second. Also, your shorts are too short. Okay, here we go. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed in graduation is clearly written in the school bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone referred to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking about Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. This poor kid. Oh, look at her outfit. It's so cute. How come no one is like in gowns or anything for the dance? Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? Pop? I thought for sure that was gonna be Colonel Sanders. It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance. But apparently for good reason. Walking onto the carpet, you see perched on top of his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it would be the least he could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor, such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing? I'm Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Well, that was interesting. Oh, here comes my colonel. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Oh, it's so weird. You're in regular clothes. It's so weird. Just like the first day you met him, he comes prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. Oh yeah, I want that. That's what I want. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history. It's history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. Is this the what? Oh, good. No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Here it comes! Mackenzie McPoop, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. Ah, that was really smooth. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? At the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. Ah, it truly is my lucky day. Oh! Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off. And I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Mackenzie McPoop. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Uh-oh. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll need to do by myself. But who will help you run the restaurant? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at the school here, do you really think running a restaurant is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Sanders' respect as a chef? Ah! No! Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure such sharing him with his other love? The life of an entrepreneur? Well, yes, I suppose I could enroll in pastry school. Oh, my dear Mackenzie McPoop, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. Why is it the end? We didn't even kiss. I'm so upset right now. No, don't show me your intro. I don't want to see your intro. Get out of here. Push all the buttons. Stop. 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 No. The hat is in the first part. I'm very upset right now. I'm still gonna eat KFC. I'm ordering it, but I'm so upset right now that it ended with him not wanting me to do the restaurant with him, calling me a bad chef, telling me I need to go pastry school. I just got a degree. And you're not even gonna kiss me? I'm so upset right now. It was so good until the end. They don't know what they're doing. Wendy's, I'm back on your side. You got your Frosties. You make a romance game. Better end with a kiss. Wendy's is back on. So upset right now. I kind of want to cry a little bit. I was so invested in that emotionally. Well, I mean, yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate everyone that's here. You guys are so amazing and mean a lot to me. Please check out that Patreon. Again, that's going to go towards new equipment so that we can actually go out and do things without having to be stuck here. I'd like to start exploring some abandoned places, get into that a little bit. Just kind of check out the world, travel some more. So that's what that's all going towards is new equipment, better equipment. We can do more things, actually setting up a good studio. So yeah, thank you guys so much. As always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!